Right. In example 6, again, we're going to continue looking at our intersections, complements, and unions. The difference between this and the other examples that we've looked at, again, we're not looking at just 2 sets here, we're given 3 sets. So we're given a universal set, and then we're given sets A, B, and C. Notice that we have some parentheses in these. We do have unions, we have intersections, and complements. So we're going to kind of break these down into our little pieces as much as possible. So for example A, we're asked for A union B intersect A union C. All right, so first we want to kind of focus on what's in our parentheses. So let's start with A union B. Right? So A union B is going to be anything that's in set A or B. So we have the element A, because it's in both. B is in set A. C is in set B. D is in set B. E is in both. And G is in A. So I just went through and kind of put them together in order as we wrote those out. All right, now we also need to look at A union C. All right, so we want A because it's in set A. B is in both. E is actually in both. F is in set C. And G is in set A. Right, so the first thing we do is we look at our little pieces that are in parentheses. Right, now we want to take our intersections. So we want anything that's in both this set and this set. Right, so if we look at what's in both, well, A is in both. Going through underlining, circling things, crossing stuff out, whatever is easiest for you as you're going through these. Feel free to mark up your sets. I'm just choosing not to make it a little bit more legible when I put them online. But we do have A in both. We do have B in both. We do have E in both sets. And we do have G in both sets. So our answer is going to be A, B, E, and G. Right, for example B, we're going to do something similar. We're going to start by looking at kind of each of our separate pieces here. So A union B, we actually just found in example A, so I'm just going to copy that guy down right now. Right, now we need the complement of C. So we need anything that's not in C. So that's going to be A, C, D, not E or F, and G. So A, C, D, and G are in our complement of C. Again, we're looking for the intersection of these two. So we want things that are in both lists. We see A in both lists. We see C in both lists. We actually see D and G in both lists. So we get this, which is also our complement of C, which we just found just by coincidence. As you're going through and you're working through these multiple set problems, I strongly suggest you have a sheet of scratch paper next to you, and that you're also paying attention to the symbol in the middle. In this example, for whatever reason, I chose to only do intersections, but remember we could take these and ask to find unions as well. But here we're just concentrating in this particular example on intersections. All right, then for example C, we're asked to find the intersection of A and B, the complement of each. So the complement of A, anything that's not in A, is C, D, F, and that should be everything in the complement of A because everything else is in there. Our complement of B, B, F, and G, and that should be all for there. So what's in both sets? It looks like the only thing in both sets is the letter F. Right? Again, we're thinking what's in both because we're thinking intersection. Right? If we were asked for a union, we would list all of those things that are in there. So as you're working with your more complicated problems doing intersections, unions, using complements, make sure as you're going through that you're paying careful attention to your notation. Find your little pieces first, and then use those little pieces to come up with your final answer to that question.